Urgent Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Pittsburgh Steelers updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Steelers fans, hold on tight because today we've got some explosive news that has the entire NFL community talking. Imagine the scene, fans sitting at home, checking their phones, and suddenly, a rumor starts to spread like wildfire. No, it's not just another off-season speculation. This time, it's about a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And no, I'm not talking about a minor signing or a draft pick. This is about one of the biggest names in the league, a quarterback who's been a cornerstone of his franchise for over a decade. That's right, I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers, the legendary signal caller currently wearing green and gold in Green Bay, but whispers suggest he might be considering a very different direction. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, is this really happening? Well, the sources are starting to leak some intriguing hints, and the NFL rumors mill is buzzing with reports that Rodgers might be eyeing a move to Pittsburgh. Yes, you heard that right. The same Aaron Rodgers who's been a Packers icon for years could be on the verge of swapping Lambeau Field for Heinz Field, well, now Acrisure Stadium, but you get the point. It's a scenario that's hard to believe, but the whispers are growing louder, and the implications are enormous. Let's take a moment here to appreciate what Rodgers could bring to the Steelers. We're talking about a quarterback with not just talent, but a career filled with incredible achievements, multiple MVP awards, a Super Bowl victory, and a reputation as one of the most intelligent and precise passers in NFL history. The idea of him donning the black and gold uniform has Steelers fans dreaming big. Think about it, a quarterback who can extend plays with his mobility, throw lasers downfield, and make those clutch throws when it matters most. Imagine him leading that Steelers offense, which has shown flashes of brilliance but has often struggled with consistency at the quarterback position. The Steelers, as you all know, have a proud history of strong defense and a resilient culture, but for years, the question has been about finding that franchise quarterback who can elevate the team to the next level. Well, Rodgers might just be that missing piece. His arrival would transform the Steelers from a solid team into a true contender, especially in the AFC, where every game is a battle and having a proven winner under center makes all the difference. But let's be clear, this is still very much a rumor, and nothing has been confirmed officially. The NFL offseason is always full of speculation, and many times these whispers turn out to be just that, whispers. Still, the excitement it generates among Steelers fans is undeniable. The thought of Rodgers throwing to a talented group of receivers, including the emerging talents like George Pickens and the reliable Deontay Johnson, is enough to make anyone's head spin. Plus, the Steelers coaching staff, led by head coach Mike Tomlin, has a reputation for maximizing players' potential, and with Rodgers' football IQ, the sky's the limit. Now, I want to pause here for a moment. Pause here, just for a second. If you want, the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Because, folks, if this move happens, if Rodgers indeed ends up in Pittsburgh, it could be one of the most significant quarterback transfers in NFL history. Just picture the headlines, Steelers land future Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh's new era begins with Rodgers, and so on. It would change the narrative for the franchise, which has been searching for that elusive franchise QB since Big Ben Roethlisberger's departure. While Rodgers has spent his entire NFL career with Green Bay, winning a Super Bowl and earning multiple MVP awards, there's been speculation for quite some time about his future. His recent comments on social media, combined with reports that he's not entirely happy with the direction of the Packers, have fueled these rumors. The Packers, on their side, are at a crossroads. After decades of success, they are entering a new chapter, and part of that involves making tough decisions about their roster and quarterback situation. The departure of Rodgers would mark the end of an era, and for Green Bay fans, it's a bittersweet moment. But for Steelers fans, the possibility of a quarterback of Rodgers' caliber coming to Pittsburgh is nothing short of exhilarating. Think about the possibilities: an offense led by a veteran with playoff experience, a guy who can read defenses at an elite level, and who's known for his clutch performances in critical moments. His leadership qualities are unquestioned, and his competitive drive is legendary. This would be a game-changer, especially considering the Steelers' needs at the quarterback position. Sure, they have had some promising players, but nothing compares to the pedigree and consistency of Rodgers. Of course, we have to consider the implications. For the Packers, trading away Rodgers would be a seismic shift, ending one of the most successful quarterback tenure stories in NFL history. It would be a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes teams have to look at the bigger picture and rebuild. For Pittsburgh, on the other hand, it's about seizing an opportunity. The Steelers have always been a team built around a strong defense and a resilient culture, but having a quarterback like Rodgers could elevate the entire franchise. It's not just about winning a few games, it's about making a statement that Pittsburgh is a team to be feared again. Now, the potential move raises a bunch of questions. How would Rodgers fit into the Steelers system? Could he adapt to a different style of offensive play, or would his game evolve to suit the Steelers' approach? What about the chemistry with the receivers? Rodgers has always been a quarterback who thrives on timing and precision, and the Steelers have some promising talents that could blossom with his guidance. Plus, with a defense that's still among the best in the league, adding Rodgers could make the Steelers a serious contender for the AFC title. But, as we all know, nothing is certain until it's official. The NFL offseason is a roller coaster of rumors, negotiations, and surprises. The Steelers' front office has historically been cautious but strategic, and if they see Rodgers as the missing piece, they might pull the trigger. On the other hand, Green Bay could decide to keep him or even explore a different trade scenario. Either way, the sports world will be watching closely over the coming weeks. As for the fans, well, I can tell you, the excitement is palpable. Imagine the hype around Heinz Field if Rodgers were to arrive. Every game would feel like a playoff atmosphere. The chance, the hope, the renewed belief that the Steelers could finally break that championship drought, it's enough to send shivers down any Steelers fan's spine. And let's not forget, Rodgers is not just a talented player but also a leader who can inspire a locker room. His experience in high-pressure situations could be exactly what this team needs to push over the edge. Now, I want to talk a little about the Steelers' current roster and season. Last year, Pittsburgh showed flashes of brilliance but also struggled with consistency at the quarterback position. Kenny Pickett, their young quarterback, has shown promise, but he's still learning and refining his craft. Bringing in Rodgers would not only provide immediate stability but also serve as a mentor to the young talent. It's a win-win scenario in many ways. Plus, with the Steelers' strong running game, led by Najee Harris, and a defense that's still among the league's best, Rodgers would have all the tools to succeed. If this move does happen, it could also signal a shift in how the Steelers approach their future. For years, the team has relied on a solid defense and a steady quarterback, but with Rodgers, they'd be going all in on a proven winner who can elevate the entire team. It's about competing now, not just rebuilding for the future. The Steelers have a passionate fan base that craves success, and bringing in Rodgers would instantly make them contenders once again. But let's not forget the fans of Green Bay. While it's still just rumors, the idea of losing Rodgers is heartbreaking for many. He's been the face of the franchise for so long, and his departure would mark the end of an era. Green Bay fans are known for their loyalty and patience, but they also understand that sometimes change is necessary. Whether he stays or leaves, Rodgers will go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, and his legacy is secure. Still, the thought of him in a Steelers uniform is something that will keep fans talking for weeks to come. As we continue to follow this developing story, it's important to remember that nothing is set in stone. The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and deals can happen quickly. The Steelers' management is known for being shrewd and strategic, and if they believe Rodgers is the missing piece, they could make a bold move. The same goes for Green Bay. if they decide to trade him, it will be one of the most talked about transactions of the decade. Looking ahead, the upcoming NFL draft and free agency are going to be crucial in shaping the Steelers' roster. If Rodgers does come to Pittsburgh, the team might focus on strengthening the offensive line, adding more weapons at receiver, or even drafting emerging talent to complement him. The NFL is a dynamic league, and team building is always a puzzle that comes together over time. But one thing is certain, fans of the Steelers are dreaming big right now, imagining a future where their team is back in the hunt for Super Bowl glory, led by a quarterback with the talent, experience, and competitive fire of Aaron Rodgers. So, in the end, all we can do is wait and see how the story unfolds. Will it turn out to be just another offseason rumor, or is it the beginning of a new chapter for the Steelers? Either way, the excitement and anticipation are undeniable. The NFL never fails to surprise us, and with a potential Rodgers-Steelers connection on the horizon, the 2024 season could be one of the most memorable in recent history. Stay tuned, because as soon as we get official confirmation, you'll be the first to know. And remember, being a Steelers fan means always expecting the unexpected. That's part of what makes this team and this league so thrilling. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Rodgers will put on the black and gold? Would you welcome him with open arms or prefer to see the team develop its young quarterbacks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers community. We love hearing your insights and predictions because, at the end of the day, we're all in this together, hoping for more victories, more history, and more moments to celebrate. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers!